Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of Get Real with Real Estate with Melissa Steele. I'm excited to be talking to you guys today about preparing your home for sale and making sure that all that money you're putting in preparation is going to be worthwhile and that you will receive that money back when you sell. You will always want to make sure that money you're putting into your property, unless you're going to be there for the long term and really enjoying it, you want to make sure that you're going to be reaping the benefits of those improvements and getting that return on your investment when it comes time to sell your home. I always love to use the example of one of my favorite clients, Charlotte. She was a woman with 2 kids, 2 dogs, a husband, and a lot of life going around. And she had been kind of under the impression like, oh, before I sell my house, I'm definitely have to redo my kitchen. I'm going to get X amount of dollars back by redoing my kitchen. I've got to do that before I list my home for sale. This is so common. There is often, and there's so many blog posts out there, so much information where we're given, and it can be really confusing to know, like, okay, what exactly should I be doing before I list my house? This is very overwhelming. Do I need to refinish my bathroom? Should I be redoing my kitchen? Should I paint my front door? Like, what does it actually even look like for me in preparation of selling my home? First of all, you want to have a go-to agent that you call. It doesn't have to even be in preparation of a sale. John and I stop by our past clients' house all the time. We honestly, it's one of our most favorite things, especially me as like the little bit of a designer that I love that's in me. Like one of my favorite things ever is like when one of our past clients or a future client calls us and they're like, hey, like I'm about to redo my floors and I'm like so torn up about the decision. Like, can you stop by and give me feedback? Yeah, that would be really fun for us to do. Would love to help support you in that. And similarly, when it comes time to like really evaluating the improvements that you can be making, the things that you want to be doing to your home, it can really make sense to be asking a trusted party, am I going to receive my return on this investment? For example, we'll use my friend Charlotte, who has turned into an amazing client and friend. And Charlotte had the conversation of, I've got to redo my kitchen before I sell my home. Like my kitchen's like dated, nobody's going to like it. What was really interesting was when I ran numbers, it was definitely going to cost probably $20,000, potentially even more, $1,000 to redo the kitchen at the time. And you're talking redoing a kitchen while managing all things life. 2 dogs, 2 kids, schedules, like you and I both know that that's difficult to manage in general, in life. So for her to take on a kitchen remodel at that time, I mean, it sounded like a nightmare to me, and I don't even live in the house, right? That doesn't sound fun. But when I ran numbers, we realized that to achieve like a newly remodeled home status, like literally, or home price, we were talking like flip status. She would have had to redo the kitchens, the baths, probably do a fresh coat of paint, still do some staging. She was looking at achieving a price point of maybe $440, $445. I ran numbers and I was like, girl, your house as is, I'm pretty confident we can get $410 for. And I honestly can't remember 100%, but I'm pretty sure we got $415. The numbers in the difference, $440 versus $415, you're talking $35K. That would not have been enough to redo the kitchen, the bathroom, the headache, the paint job, the staging, all the things. Like it simply did not equate. And I was like, girl, with some of these staging tips that I have for you, these simple fixes that I'm going to guide you through, I 100% think you should list your house as is with the kitchen as is. We achieved, I think it was 70 different groups through the open house windows that we had. We had multiple offers within the first weekend on market, and we got her not only the price point she was hoping for, but above and beyond that. It would not have made any sense for her to have gone through the headache and the trouble and the enormous amount of upfront cash to do that entire remodel, because it wouldn't have produced the results that she wanted. And this can get so simple, even down to just last week. John and I had, or actually maybe like 2 weeks ago now, we had a future seller, a guy that will probably help sell his home like in a year or two when he's done with his home remodel. He called us and he was like, hey guys, I have this home remodel project that I'm thinking of. He has this big empty room, probably 20 by 20, in between the 2-bedroom, 1-bath main house and the garage. It had been an addition at some point, and it had been a huge family room. And he called us and he was like, I'm thinking of making a garage and a master bedroom, and I want your feedback. And we were like, yes, this is like what we are here for. Yes, we're here for it. And so we went to his house, and literally within 10-15 minutes, John and I had talked it all out with him. We had a whole new plan of attack, and we were like, scratch the garage idea, because you already have a garage. Building a second garage here is not going to supplement your price point. The amount of work and time that you're going to put in is not going to translate into a price point. And you've got like an enormous, beautiful space here. We were like, build a master suite with a gorgeous ensuite bathroom and a walk-in closet. That master bedroom transformation, transforming the house itself into a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a glorious master and ensuite, I promise you, is going to bring him a really nice return on his investment. He's super handy, so he's going to be doing a lot of the work and improvements himself. He's like a builder, has contracting background. So after just a really short conversation, he was like, yes, I 100% see it now. This is going to be the master bath. This is going to be the walk-in closet. I'm going to scratch the garage idea because it's not going to be a good return on investment. And what's so awesome is we're probably going to go back in a couple months and make sure that he's that the strategy still works, that the flow feels good before he puts up the walls, that everything is like really looking nice, that the things that the buyer would want are within that home. We're really helping to guide him through every step of the process. And a really common misconception, I would say, for all of you sellers out there, or for people who own your property, it's like, oh, I got to do X, Y, and Z before I list. Like, it's not even an option for me before I do these things. Talk to a professional before you have those conversations, because you may be misguided by a blog post that you read, by like the stuff somebody's telling you, maybe by your impression of your home. Like, an example with that first kitchen, our client didn't like her current kitchen. She didn't like the aesthetic of it. It wasn't her jam anymore. So it made sense that every time she walked into that kitchen, she was like, oh, I need to redo this kitchen before I move. Like, it seems so overwhelming. Of course. Like, literally, I feel like every human being does that. I see things in my house all the time. Like, I have a little handyman list that I keep. And every time I walk in the door, for example, I see the bottom of the counter, like this little piece of wood that's like hanging off. And I'm like, oh, I need to fix that. I can like pretty much bet money on the fact that nobody else walks into my front door and is like, oh shit, there's a little area beneath the counter there that looks wooden and not white. Like, no. But because I am obsessed with it and I am constantly looking at it, I just feel like it's apparent, right? I'm like, oh, that's gotta be fixed. Most of the time, it doesn't have to be fixed. Most of the time, our guidance is, I think you should paint these door frames, or this room needs a new coat of paint, or I do think it would be beneficial to remodel this bathroom. This bathroom is crazy and, really dated, and the floor is rotting. You definitely want to replace this bathroom before you list the home for sale. We will give you and your agent, this is why it's so amazing to have an agent in your back pocket. I'm here for it if you want me. But really, no matter your area, we are happy to hop on a phone call and help walk you through these things. We've even done it for via FaceTime for friends across the country. My mom is a perfect example. She used us for feedback for her home remodel project, and she's so pleased with the results now, and she followed a lot of the feedback that we gave her in that remodel via FaceTime. We are here for it. That's absolutely what we do on a daily basis. We're here to guide you and to help you ensure that the money you're putting into your home and into your investment is going to be a return for you at some day, like whether you sell your home in 10 years or 5. I just had a client yesterday ask me, and they have an over $1 million property. They said, will it be a worthwhile investment for me to put in a pool? My answer was, do you want the pool? Does it feel really good for you to have and enjoy a pool for the next 5 years? Or are you planning on selling in the next 2 years? Because if you are, ex-nay the pool. No, spending $50,000 on your pool is not going to bring you $50,000 worth of investment return when somebody buys your house. It may increase the value of your house overall, but it's not going to be like a $50,000 input for a $50,000 return. I can promise you that. Instead, if like your lifestyle makes you feel like you really want a pool and you're going to be at your house for the next 5 years enjoying the crap out of your pool, then get the damn pool. It's going to be an awesome improvement. Lifestyle is always number one. But when it comes to thinking about either preparing your home for sale or making improvements that are really going to provide a good return and be a smart investment for you, I encourage you to reach out to the people in your sphere who are our professionals, who can help to guide you through that process and really help to give you a clear understanding as to what's an amazing improvement, what you get to do before you list your home for sale. And I would say that 9 times out of 10, when we meet with a seller, they're left with a much shorter to-do list than they originally thought they were going to have. Because realistically, there's not as much often that they actually have to do to prepare their home for a sale or to, even just make the improvements that they want. Sometimes we're like, don't redo this whole kitchen. Why don't you reface the cabinets and just redo the countertops? And they're like, you know what? I hadn't even thought of that. And that's like a $10,000 improvement versus a $30,000 improvement, right? So we are here to help you, to guide you every step of the way in all aspects of real estate. But one way that you really want to be cognizant of your budget and of the improvements that you're making are that you are going to receive and recoup some of that return in the future sale of your property. I hope this information was helpful. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hi, Alex. I see that you joined last minute. You'll have to watch on the replay. We'll talk to you guys soon. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Get Real with Real Estate.